Hello and welcome to Holistic at Home. I am the Holistic Homemaker, and today I am coming to you with a tutorial and crafting chat. So before we get started, I wanted to show you a couple things just so I don't forget, because I'm not the best at taking pictures of things when I finish them, and I need to do better at that, especially if I'm going to have a channel and an Instagram showing the stuff that I make. But the first thing I want to show you is a cool tip. It's kind of like something, I had to jimmy rig something because I needed to do a pour one night and I didn't have any, traditional vessels to mix my epoxy. So I got a bright idea. I was in one of my crafting groups, and somebody said, what did they ask? They asked something about what do we use to, they were out of cups, what else could they use? And I was like, so I was going to say it before, but then I was like, that might be a little, But whenever she said it, I was like, this could be a very helpful tip if you need to do a pour and you don't have time to run out, right? So, water bottle, right? And it won't do that popping noise if you take the top off. I just forgot to do that. Now, you have a vessel to mix your epoxy in. Okay, and the thing that I really like about this is if you have cups that are opaque, sometimes you can't always see the true color of your epoxy if you're using some kind of pigment or glitter or whatever. But because this is clear, you can see what you're mixing in. If there are any, a lot of times you can see if there are clumps or if you need to mix deeper or whatever. So I do like this. Another thing I wanted to show you, I made some notebook covers using Craft Crack Glitter. Said it the first time that time. And I'm going to show these to you before I put anything on them. These are for my BSN clinicals. I am almost done, guys. I am so ready to graduate. Like, I have fought through this. First of all, I've been a nurse since 2010. I don't know why they had me taking World Lit and art appreciation. I'm not like some kid out of high school who's trying to figure out what they want to do. Like, just let me be a BSN, please. But I fought through it, right? I am almost there. So, gotta look fierce for my clinicals, right? Duh. So I made some custom notebooks for myself. So the first one I'm going to show you. I love them all, so there's not like a big reveal, so I don't know. I mean, I'm just, whichever one I grab first is what I'm going to show you. So this one, look how shiny that is. This is the ice cream castles. This is the one that in the glitter haul, I was like, I can see my reflection. And seriously, guys, I really can see myself in this. It's so, that's like blindingly shiny. You are going to see me coming down the unit. This could be like, what is it, Castaway? And you're signaling for the plane. Beautiful. I got to figure out something really cute to put on it. Cute and motivating to put on this for my clinicals. Next, I think I'm going to do Fancy last. Fancy is just like, it makes me feel like it's a party. So this next one is Gemma. And Gemma is a lot more gold than I thought. But I really like her. And I think I don't know if it's like the reflection, the way that the epoxy is settling in it, but it looks like there's some dark colors in there too. I really like Gemma too. She's pretty. She can stay. Gemma can stay here. She's going to be a permanent resident in my home. So the last one is Fancy, and I told you guys Fancy is the name moniker Fancy is near and dear to my heart because of my aunt and my cousin. So she had a lot to live up to, and she did, right? This is Fancy. How cute. And look at all this like turquoisey color in here. You guys know I love that. Okay, so she has turquoise-ish, aqua-ish colors, some pink. It's a chunky mix, so there are different sizes, there are different shapes. There's some red in there. And when I looked in, I was kind of a little concerned about the red. I wasn't sure how that was going to play with the other colors. I really like her. So I decided to make her smaller than the other books. So this could be just like in my purse. I don't know. Just something cute. So I gotta think of something cute to put on these, and then I will be posting those in the Facebook group and in the on the Instagram. So be on the lookout for that. Okay, so this is what we're here for. Get down to business. Guys, I'm so tired. So my husband is TDY, and that means I'm here by myself with the boys, and keep me lifted up in prayer. So I've been wanting to finish this. So I made a coaster set for somebody who's really close to me, and so I wanted to make a tray to go along with the coaster set. So I used Sea Goddess, and I haven't posted those pictures yet because it's for somebody who is on the Instagram, on the Facebook page. So I'm kind of trying to keep it hush hush, and she may not see this video. She may. I hope she does not. I probably will text her and tell her not to look, because I do want it to be a surprise, and I'm so excited about them. So for this tray and the coaster set as well, I used Sea Goddess, and then I used some brown mica that I got whenever I was getting started. Sea Goddess is from Craft. Darn it, I did it again. The first time I did so well. Craft Crack Glitter, KKG. Okay, so I used Sea Goddess, and then I just used some generic brown that I got off Amazon when I first got started. But I know KKG does have some browns. Okay, so this is what we have, right? And this is cute, right? It's cute, but it's not fierce. We could take this up a notch, right? So what I did with the coasters, and again, I'm not going to show them right now. We're on here because this is a tutorial. So I'm going to show you the process, but I wanted to do, I wanted to do a wood grain, right? But I've seen a lot of wood grain that are the shiplap, which, I mean, that's okay, but I'm like shiplapped out. My brother and my mom watch whatever that show is with the people who like shiplap their bathroom floors and the toilet and whatever, like shiplapped out, right? Whatever. Okay, and then I've seen some just regular wood grain, which is really nice, and I think that we're just going to do regular with this because of the shape. Maybe. We'll see. But what I did with the coasters, I really liked, and I came up with the methodology or the technique by myself. I don't think I've seen anybody else do this. So what I did was I did the wood rings inside of the wood. So instead of just being wood grain, it actually has like the tree, those circles inside of the wood. And it came out really, really good. And I was really proud of that. And I posted on the page, not the page, on some of my craft groups. And I got a lot of compliments and whatever. So I am trying to decide if I'm just going to do wood grain or if I'm going to try to do a wood ring on this because of the shape. By the way, this tray, the mold is from LK Creative, and it could be fine. Actually, I don't know if it can. So she's switching up her the way she does things. So I don't know if you'll be able to find this exact tray, but she has some amazing products. So LK ELLEK creative.com. That's where you can find this tray mold. Her name is Moselle. They're all L's. I don't quite remember what her name is though. And then whenever I post the coasters, I'll make sure to put her information in the caption so you know where you can find it if you can still find it. Okay, so I'm going to get started with this, and what you need are alcohol inks. Easy peasy, not too difficult. You guys, don't mind my nails, please. My husband, like I said, he is out of town. Who's going to keep these kids so I can go get my nails done? So when he gets back in like tomorrow, I'm going to go get my nails done. I told him I'm going to meet him at the door as he's walking in. I'm going to be walking out. Of course, I'm just joking, but I'm definitely in need of some like alone time, clear my mind. And sorry if I yawn, guys. I am tired. But I wanted to get this done tonight so I could have this shipped out to that special person soon. Okay, so I have my gloves on because I do not want to dye my hands. Sorry, guys. Okay. Oh, I didn't tell you the color. So I have Marabou alcohol inks. I know a lot of people use in the tutorials. A lot of people use Tim Holtz. Is that what it's called? Um, I got these whenever I first got started doing coasters, um, and I got them from Mr. Nola's, and they take Sezzle. So that's why I got these. Because, again, I married a finance officer, so there's that. Okay, so, excuse me. The reason I did the brown is to make sure it's like full coverage, to make sure that even if I don't hit every single spot with the alcohol ink, it's still brown, right? So there's no like clear spots. There's a little light down here, but that's not too bad. And maybe if I would do an alcohol, so if you happen to have this tray mold and you happen to get this exact light spot, then you need to play some lottery numbers but if that happens, then maybe you could start your ring here, because then you could start your light color and work out. Okay. But I don't think I'm going to do that. What I'm going to do is, I can take this off. Sorry. I think I'm just going to do regular, because I like just wood grain. Okay. And I think I'm going to tape off this piece, so then I don't cover up the, get any on my pretty glitter, because that would be a waste. So funny thing about, I absolutely love glitter. It's like my new obsession. And I sometimes like second guess what I'm using glitter for, because I'm like, is it worth is this project worth my good glitter? This project is, because like I told you, it's for somebody special, but I have to weigh it out to make sure this is really what I want to use glitter on. Especially turquoise glitter, because that's my color. And this is not even for me. So if this wasn't for a very special person, they wouldn't be getting this glitter. Maybe a different color. Maybe a different brand. Maybe I have glitter from whenever I first got started. That's from D-Stashes. So it's just whenever somebody is getting rid of, whatever glitter. Usually it's, a host of different dealers. And that's probably what I use my D-Stash glitter on. Just, there you go. Just joking. Okay, so I have Sea Goddess taped off. And I'm going to get started. Make sure. Okay. I like the way I take this off, except I want to make sure that my line, I don't think it has, so I'm not going for like perfectly even. That's not, first of all, I don't know that that's realistic, especially not with me doing it. But I don't want it, it's wood. Wood isn't, So there's that. I'm trying to take, I don't like the edge. That's the thing about using painter's tape. Like if you rip it, you get that rough edge, and I don't want that to be showing. So I'm trying to get every piece that's going to be against the alcohol ink to be one of the sides, so it's flat and even. Okay, so what I have here to do my alcohol inks, are makeup brushes and paint brushes. So you can tell which ones I use to do the coasters, because they're crunchy. So there's that. Whatever. Okay, I think I'm going to use this one, just because it's wider. Yeah, I think that dog will hold. And then maybe this one. But I have these all available to me. So, did I tell you the colors I'm using? Sorry, caramel and brown. Mirror Blue alcohol inks again. So now I'm going to go ahead and turn you down and get started. Well, that kind of matches my table. That's a little difficult to see. Okay. Let's see if I can. I just dropped some papers. It'll be okay. Okay, so I'm going to start with my light color first. And I'm just going to, I'm going to stick this over here so I don't get any dye on my table. Not that my table's like super clean, so it is what it is. So I'm just going to kind of work in small sections. Make sure I get over there. And like I said, I used brown as my base. So it's not like I'm going to get more brown with this. But I am getting the strokes in, you know, like the paintbrush strokes. So it is already getting kind of the wood grain. You can kind of see it up there, but you'll see it once I get the darker color. You'll see it better. Okay. Okay. So the thing that's really, alcohol ink is perfect for this because of the way it dries with the hard edges. So then it really, I mean, if you have to kind of fight for alcohol ink not to look like wood grain, if you spread it out like this. So it really is an easy way to kind of jazz something up. Like I said, I really love the coasters I made for that person. I hope she loves them. Well, you can see it. I was trying to hide earlier that my roof is coming off of my house. Oh, that's so sad. I don't have a heat press, so I just use an iron. And whenever I I don't remember if I told you guys that, making this shirt was kind of like a last minute thing. I was like, oh, that would be cute, so I just did it. Yeah. I love the way it came out, but it's not not sturdy, but it didn't last very long. I think I want a heat press for my birthday. I'm trying to figure out what I want to tell my husband that I want. I'm not sure yet. I'm just going to dab this around a little bit more. Okay, so we definitely have our lines coming through, and that's exciting. So, I love the way that we're getting this depth, and that is one of the big reasons. So I would definitely suggest, if you are going to do this, you do a wood grain. And I'm not too big in tumblers. I think tumblers are really cool. More power to the people who do them. I honestly, I'm going to keep it all the way funky with you guys. I am like nervous about the whole epoxy in your mouth. Well, like even getting cured epoxy, but I've heard so many things about epoxy. It's supposed to be incidental contact, and I don't know. I made a coaster for my mom. I mean a tumbler for my mom, and I enjoyed making it, but after that I was kind of like, okay, guys. Okay, so I'm going to pull this up and see. You can see, let's tilt you a little bit more, how we're coming along with this. I really like what is happening, and I'm going to turn you back down. I think, so I'm really liking this. I feel like it looks like a really cool cutting board, and I can't wait to add some knots on this. That's the fun part. So I have to show you guys how to do the wood rings. That was super cool. I can't wait to post the pictures of that coaster set. I'm not jealous because I made it and I could do it again. But it's kind of one of those things that you make it and it's like, dang. Too bad I gotta give that away. But I hope she loves it. She's definitely worth Sea Goddess. So, like I said, Sea Goddess isn't something you just give away. That's for special people only. Okay, so I have my wood grain going, and I really dig it. Okay, so what I'm doing is going back in, and it would probably be better if I stopped doing so many dots far apart, because what I'm doing now is going back in and fixing where I took too long to spread out the alcohol ink, so it dried in like circles, and that's not what you want. So I'm going to try to move this around. Okay, and remember, this is just my light color, right? So once I go in with my dark color, then that's when it's really going to start to pop. I'm very excited about that. I really want that to stop doing that. Okay, so what you can do, again, because like we said, alcohol ink dries with that hard edge. Just let it sit there for a second. Brush it out and then let it sit where it is. And then it'll dry, you'll have that perimeter that alcohol ink does. Okay. Going to brush to the side of it. Okay, I like that. That's definitely going to be a knot though, because it is driving me crazy. So, this is what we have at this point. Can you see that? I am really liking that. And the way that it pops against the Sea Goddess, ridiculous. So, now that this part is done, what is on the bottom? I don't know what I thought that was, but that scared me. So that was at the bottom of my tray. I thought it was scratched or something. Okay, so this is what we have so far. I feel like that looks, first of all, it is definitely a step up from where it was, which was cute, but it's a step up from where it was. But I feel like this is really starting to look realistic. Like, I don't think that if I told you, well, it's shiny, but wood could be shiny. I think I could go for this being wood if I didn't know. And I definitely, like I said, I definitely suggest that you start out with a brown base, because I'm using a lot of alcohol ink because I'm not very good with moderation, but I can only imagine how much I would use if I started out with a clear or white base. It would be ridiculous. So now I am going to go start using my brown, which is my darker color, and I'm going to do that around. And hopefully I learned my lesson. Let's see if I can use this brush. I don't know if I like that. Let's see if this one looks. Whoa, I'm throwing stuff around. Let's see this one. Okay. And again. Let's try this one. There we go. Make sure my computer doesn't turn off on us. Okay, so I want to try and see if I can do some knots. I'm going to kind of force the alcohol ink down. Force the alcohol ink down so it'll dry in that hard. Remember we talked about the hard perimeter. So I dropped it up here and forced it down so it would dry that hard line. I'm going to try to do kind of concentric rings. See how that works out for me. Okay, now I need to put it back down so I see what I'm doing. Force this up here. Oh, and another tip, if you want your alcohol ink to dry, blow on it. Okay, force this around. And this is basically how I did my wood grain coasters, the wood rings. So you just have to play with it a little bit. This is definitely a labor of love, which is why the boys are asleep while I'm doing this, because I would be so distracted if I tried to do this while they were awake. Okay, so truth time. I do not drink. So I don't know if it's like me being, I don't know. But I feel like whenever I work with alcohol inks, I definitely feel like I'm working with alcohol, heavy on the alcohol inks. Push this down a little bit more. Like I said, this is definitely a labor of love. So take your time. Maybe put on some music while you're doing this. But I can't right now because I don't want them to turn off my sound on my videos. Oh, that's so dope. You can already see it from there. I also heard that there's a way you could do the little knots. Let's try it. I should have picked a brush before I tried this. Oh, I guess so. So if you just swirl your brush around. Okay guys, let me just tell you how helpful it is that I have this brown base. The more I do this, the more helpful I realize that it is that I don't have to worry about making sure I'm doing full coverage, because I don't think it would be very forgiving if I didn't. Okay. Maybe I feel it because I get so close to it. Okay. Oh man, I just soaked all the alcohol. Okay. So I'm going to go back to my method, I think. Okay, that'll work. So you just push the alcohol ink, and wherever, I guess if you do it the way I'm doing it, wherever your brush ends up, that's where you'll get your hard line. So you also kind of get a line behind where your brush ended up. So I'm thinking I'm going to have these two knots and maybe one somewhere over on the left side. We'll see how it ends up. And again, you can kind of paint your periphery, around your perimeter. Make sure. And again, it doesn't have to be perfect, it's wood. So I want one side to be dark. Actually, I like the idea. I'm going to go all the way around with it. Okay. Put too much. Be careful that you don't put too much and undo all your work like I just did. So I'm just going to extend my knot then. Excuse me. I'm using, I don't think I told you guys, you saw them, but I didn't say specifically that I'm using a flat brush, and I'm using that because it's easier for me to push the inks around. Did I just turn off my laptop? Lord. So it's easier for me to push the inks around with this brush. Okay, now I'm going to try this again. Ah. Okay, and as you're going, I don't know if you can see what I'm doing, but I put a lot in one spot again. So as I'm going, I'm just pulling away from the extra on the outside and bringing it down. And then I blow to kind of freeze it in place. Okay, so this is the knot that I've been working on, this one up here. This is the one that I started with. Alright, now I'm going to start working on this one again at the bottom and spreading out my alcohol ink to extend this ring. Okay, I think I just need maybe a couple more inside of this. So, this ring, I guess, rather than circle. It's not a circle. Okay, so again, I'm just using this, the flat edge of the paintbrush to kind of just push the ink where I want it to go. And when I'm done with this line, I'm going to flip it over, or flip it around rather. And actually, so I was thinking about kind of closing, I don't know if you can see that, kind of closing this knot, but I think I like the way that it's hard over here and a little bit more nebulous over here. So I am not, like I said, I'm not going for perfectly symmetrical. Wood is not perfectly symmetrical. Whatever, it's wood stain or wood colored alcohol ink on a wood table. It'll be okay. So I am done with that, this knot. But what I want to do is, I'm going to go over here and make it a little darker over here. So I'm just going to go, now that I put my dark color on, I just want to make sure that there's enough depth all over to kind of stand up to it. So I definitely want to have a knot over here to kind of cover up. I guess. Okay. Just be one. This. Let's see how that works out for us. Over here. Spread this out. I think I've spread it out too far the first time I went through over here. So I want to make sure. Okay, and I'm starting another knot right here. And the cool thing about this is that if you feel like you have a place where you messed up, throw a knot right there. Okay, so I had an area here that I had a rough time getting coverage. So I decided that instead of stressing about getting coverage right there, I was just going to put a knot. And again, I just take my brush and go around, kind of sweeping whatever extra that I don't want. And kind of pushing it over so it'll form that hard edge that alcohol does. Okay, now I'm going to load it. Okay, so this is the perimeter of my third knot, and I am really liking the way this is coming out. I'm very excited about this. Okay, now I'm going to go in with this lighter color and kind of see how that works, doing the interior of my knots. And thankfully alcohol ink dries very quickly, so you kind of have a little bit of grace in the way your hand may land on areas you've already designed. This is so calming. This is like how kind of monotonous work can be. Just, you just clear your mind and do it. This is very much like that. Okay. I really need to get one of those squeezy bottles that helps you control more the way you the amount that comes out whenever you squeeze your alcoholic bottle. So I think what I'm going to do, because I really love these knots over here, but I also like the way this lighter color is working on the inside. I think I'm going to switch over to that for a little bit. Let's see how that works out first. I'm very excited about this. Make sure my laptop isn't turning off again, or going to sleep. Well, it didn't go to sleep, it just the screen locked. So what I'm going to do here is a big knot because I don't even feel like fooling with that. I wish there was, I just need one of those squeezy bottles. One, like with the small, with the needle tips. On the inside of this way. More. Let's get another. Yep. On this side. I think I'm going to leave that alone because I don't want to mess it up. I wish I could get maybe a couple more rings in there, but I'm not going to risk it. So I'm trying to get this spread out a little bit in this spot. I'm definitely going to make a ring here because this spot has been a problem area since I started. But I don't want it to be. You know what? This is just about to be a big knot. I don't know why this area is giving me the blues. What did I ever do to it? Just trying to make pretty things. Yeah, I'm going to. I think that would actually look really cool. So I don't know if you guys have seen, I don't know, what was it called? Um, Dirty Money? What was it called? Filthy Riches. I think that's what it was called. That show where they followed people around who had jobs that were um, literally, you know, kind of like the show Dirty Jobs. It was just jobs where the people got dirty, you know. They went looking for what's it called, girl? That's what this would be a very this tree would be make somebody rich. All these knots. Okay. So as you see, I'm just pushing the alcohol ink up to this area. I'm going to use this problem area and make it work for me. Making lemons out of lemonade. Sweep that up there to the top. Around here. Sweep up. And around. Okay, and I'm going to blow this way to kind of spread out my lines. Okay. I just realized I'm back to using the caramel color. Whatever. They both work. It just kind of has a little bit of a different effect. Okay, now I'm going to start working my way down now that I have my perimeter set up. Work my way down the length of this happy mistake, happy accident. Sweeping it over. You can see what I'm doing. Sweeping it over and down the length of this area that decided it was going to be a knot. So I'm just allowing it to be what it wants to be. So I'm going to do this edge hard, and I'm just going to kind of let the other edge be just what it is. Let it be. Sweep this down, and once I get to the bottom of this curve, call that a day. Now I'm just going to go start over here, so then whenever I push it up and over, my line is much thinner. Because it's using the ink to spread out, so there's less to actually draw around. Sweep. Okay, maybe a couple more times. Okay, and I'm just going to keep trying to scoot the dot over the drop of ink over more and more. Okay, so what I did was I started at the top, and then, like I said, you know, it's going to dry in that hard edge. So just scoot down, scooting, and drawing that circle in more and more. So you decide where the, I don't know if it's called an eye, but where the the center. I feel like it should be down here though. Okay, so I'm going to, sorry guys. I don't know why my computer does that. You would think, hey, she's recording, let's not turn off right now. So I'm going to just push it up to where we stopped. If you do it this way, you don't necessarily have as much control over how fine your lines are, but okay with that. Since we're coming to the bottom of the eye anyway. Okay, I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't know if it's that I don't do that technique very well and that I just need to stick with this slow going technique. But I've seen the, you know, the swirling, the swivel method done, and maybe I'm just not good at it because I don't like the way that came out. So that's why I'm going back through and drawing them back in the way I was doing before, because that way did not work for me. So let's see if I could do it down here. I don't know. So this is the, this is the one we just did. It's not as detailed as the ones that I did, you know, very meticulously over on the side. So I'll probably keep playing with that one. Just so they all look as good as the next one. I don't want, you know, one to be messy looking and the others, you know, look very neat and precise. Not, like I said, it doesn't have to be perfect, but you don't want your work to be sloppy. And I just felt like this one was a little sloppy, especially when compared to the other ones that, you know, the lines were. Okay, I'm gonna go back in and start doing the inside. So I think that method works for the inside, I guess, but when it comes to the outside, I would rather just push the ink where I want it to go. I don't think I'm a control freak, but I like to be in control of that. Okay. I actually like the way that using this method after failing at the last method kind of gives it, I guess, depth or layers. Okay. Again, guys, I can't tell you how um, forgiving the fact that I used brown mica to color this tray is. I would be, yeah, I definitely suggest if you're going to try this to make sure that you give yourself a little bit of leeway in using a pigment or something that, makes it so you don't have to have full coverage everywhere. Because you're covering a lot more, tumblers, it just kind of is what it is. And I think that's what most of the tutorials are for doing tumblers. But you're probably covering more area doing it this way. And because you're looking at it straight on, I think it's probably more, you can more readily see mistakes or places that weren't covered. So, yeah, I definitely would make sure to give myself that, I guess, wiggle room, or I guess, just give yourself that wiggle room that you don't have to cover every single area evenly, because good luck doing that. Okay, I think I'm going to make this the last ring right here. Push this. I'm going to make sure they have that separation though. My brush is getting pretty wet. Okay. Alright guys, I'm going to keep plugging away. Almost done. Oh, that came out so good. So this is the knot that I failed on the first time. That's why you don't quit. I love this so much. This is so much, well, I feel like it's so much better than the first knot, and I don't want to be giving anybody, especially, like, if I was to sell this, I wouldn't want to sell anybody something I didn't love, but I really don't want to give something I don't love to somebody who I love, so I want to make sure that she has the best product that I can put out. I'm going to blow on this area, see if I can get more coverage here. This is the light spot that I was telling you guys about. And I don't know if this spot wants to be a knot too, but I don't want too many knots in my tray, well, in her tray. I don't want it to look like, I really like decorative molding on houses, and my dad told me that's how you know that there's gaps in the floor, or between the floor and the wall, if there's a lot of, decorative molding. That's the way they cover it up, and I'm starting to feel like that's how I'm covering up my I want this to let me be great. Hey guys, this is about to be a knot. It really is, and I'm just, okay, you want to be a knot? I'm going to let you be the best knot you could be. Be all you can be. Hopefully the person who this is for does not mind knotty wood and likes the fact that it's more for the eye to look at, right? It's just something to draw more interest. Okay, again, I'm just pushing the ink where I want it to go, because that quick swivel motion is a no for me. I can't get it. But if you guys find a tutorial where they do that and they are successful with it, it is so much faster than what I'm doing. But, like I said, I really like the fact that I'm able to push the ink where I want it to go, and then it's drying where I want it to dry, and I have a little bit more control over how my rings look. Yes. Okay. And then when you're done with this, you just seal it. I think you can use the spray sealer, or you can epoxy over it. I think you should seal it first, though. You know, all this hard work you did, you don't want to risk losing it. At least the detail. Okay. Again, I'm just pushing outward. One more time, it turned off on me. Okay, so this is what I have, and I am super happy with this, guys. So I am going to probably, so we're just at an hour, which I don't think is too bad for this. I know my mom is probably like, wrap it up, toots. So I'm going to try to do that because I really want to take the tape off while you guys are on here. You guys rode with me, so make sure you guys get to see how it turns out. The more I try to fix it, the more. Okay, let's use a soft brush. There we go. It's working a little better, but not much. I don't want to keep ending. I want to keep having to add knots. That's not what I want to do. Ah, that was a little joke, and I didn't even mean to do it. That's not what I want to do. I think that's enough knots for one tray. I don't even think wood can be all knots like that. Like, at some point you have to have grain. It can't just be circles everywhere. I don't know that would be a very stable tree. Let's see if there's... So I've seen people do this with, what am I thinking of? Like the foam brushes. I know you can do that. Again, you won't have the same type of control, I don't think. I've never done it with a foam brush. I've been using these paint brushes. I'm going to make it impromptu. Where is that? Oh, there we go. Okay. Hope you guys enjoyed this tutorial. This is drawing to a close. Again, if you try this, please tag me. Please like the video. Please share the video. Please subscribe to the channel. For our winners, Miss Rosie is your things from Sugar Woogas have shipped. So you will have those as soon as they get in my hands. As soon after that, they will be in your hands. and I'm sure you guys will love what has been chosen for you. I'm very excited. Hopefully we'll meet another milestone soon so we can celebrate with another drawing. Okay, so I think I'm going to make another knot right here. I don't think I've, put too many knots. But I also don't want blank spaces, so there's that. I'd rather have too many knots than not naked. It doesn't have hair, so it's not bald. But I just don't want spots where there's nothing happening there. And again, if I can't hammer home enough how forgiving it is that I used a brown base, guys, I definitely suggest using a base that already has color, because I can't imagine trying to fill all of this space with alcohol ink, because alcohol ink, I'm using Marabou, and I think Marabou tends to be more translucent than some other alcohol inks. So maybe if you have a more, hardy, I don't know, if you have an ink that, is more opaque, then it might not be as much of an issue for you, but you probably still would be using a lot of product. If that's okay with you, live your best life. That is not how I want to spend my time. Okay. I think, so this is what we have. Okay, this is our board. My starting to itch now. Excuse me. This is our board. Let's see. Sorry guys, it's been. Okay, so this is our board. I'm very pleased with this. I don't know which way, if there is a way that's better for you to see. You can kind of see the knots. I am probably on my own time because I know this video is running along anyway. I don't know if you guys want to see that, but I'm probably fill this in, right? Just because it looks empty. It kind of looks like Groot, but that could just be because my son is in love with, he loves Groot, so I see pictures of Groot all the time that he draws. My oldest son, well, our second oldest son, our 6-year-old. Okay, so now I'm going to take the tape off, and hopefully I have protected. Okay. So what I'm going to do now, because I can see what I need to address this, I can kind of go in and soften the line. And I wanted to make sure I was in, my glove just broke, that's what I'm looking at. I wanted to make sure that I was in control of where the alcohol ink goes. And so, yeah. But that's what I wanted to share with you guys. This is my, oh my gosh, that would have hurt. This is my tray for a very special person. I hope she loves it. Once I'll wait till she receives it to post pictures of the tray and the coaster set. So you guys will be seeing that soon, hopefully. My husband gets back soon, so then I'll be able to run out to the post office by myself, because I have a lot of stuff to send out. Like I said, whenever I get the stuff from Rosie, I have everybody's stuff made, so then I will package up your Sugar Woogers swag and your Holistic at Home handcrafted gift. And so this will be going out with that stuff. So you hopefully will be seeing pictures of this and its sister set very soon. I hope you guys enjoyed this tutorial. I hope you're enjoying this journey with me as I learn new techniques and new crafts. Oh my gosh. Okay. Keep crafting, keep being productive. I hope you guys get some rest. I hope I get some rest tonight too. We'll see. All right. Have a great night, everybody. Thank you for doing this with me. Keep crafting, keep being productive. Good night.